Hello everyone, and welcome back to STEINS Gate. I'm G, and we just did a whole bunch of deducing, a whole bunch of science, and a whole bunch of, investigating into CERN's activities. And now we know sort of the real deal behind what they've been up to and all the, bad things they've been doing. But now, dawn breaks, so let's get started. Dawn breaks. We stayed up all night again. Fighting drowsiness, I refill my mug with instant coffee. I've already lost count of how many I've had. Okabe. Kurisu hands her mug to me without looking away from the computer. I guess she expects me to refill it. Since when did I become her maid? She should ask Mayuri for stuff like this. Mayuri's a professional maid after all. That said, Kurisu's the one reading CERN's documents right now. Daru and I can manage it if we use translation software, but we're nowhere near as efficient as she is. While it's not exactly what I had in mind when I said I wanted to borrow her knowledge, it just goes to show that I was right to make her a lab mem. She's an asset to the lab, for now at least. I should try not to upset her. I silently take the mug from Kurisu, dump in the powdered coffee, and pour in hot water from the pot. 2 packets of sugar, no milk. Kurisu has already requested it the same way 5 times today. I mix it well and bring it over to Kurisu. She doesn't immediately realize I'm standing behind her, so I hold the mug in front of her face. Kurisu takes it without turning. Thanks. Her eyes never leave the screen. She's completely absorbed in CERN's research. Even though she was adamant when she called them traitors to scientists everywhere, she's not above picking their brains. But I understand how she feels. I'm itching to know more myself. Daru is fast asleep on the sofa. His snoring is quite loud. Furthermore, it sounds like he has sleep apnea. I'm surprised Kurisu has been able to ignore it. Is she just that focused? I decide to watch some TV. As always, the news channels are all covering the Radicon satellite crash. 5 days have passed since the satellite crash, and with the start of summer vacation season, crowds are gathering to get a glimpse of the satellite, which still has not been removed. I came from Nagoya. I wanted to see it. I drove all the way from Saitama. It's amazing. Where did that thing come from? Yay! I'm a high school girl from Chiba! Tourists from all over Japan are flocking to this location. Ooh, I have a phone call! Or, no, it's a text. Part-time warrior. I'm so hungry! I had to skip breakfast again today. I don't have much money on hand. Are there any good places to find insects or weeds around here? I can get by using my survival skills if I have to. Suzaha, don't eat bugs. Okay, insects or weeds. You eat insects? Hardcore. Okay. What kind of childhood did you have? Let's do survival skills. Maybe she'll open up a bit. Sit. Okay, and back on out. In an interview earlier today, Michael Burns, spokesman for NASA, stated that no satellite had crashed in Japan, and that the crashed object was, in fact, not even a satellite. The satellite is currently under police investigation. No date for removal has been set. Is it really under investigation? This could be another plot by the organization. Good morning! Oh wait, should I say good afternoon? The door unlocks from outside, and Mayuri comes in. She has a convenience store bag in hand. There are various food items inside, but it doesn't look like they're for us. Woo! The air in here is so thick! The 3 of us probably look pretty haggard since we stayed up all night. But it's hard to put on a bright smile now that I know about CERN. I'll refresh the air! Mayuri opens the window wide. The sky is so blue it hurts my eyes. Large clouds listlessly drift on the wind. It truly is a refreshing sight. Mayuri's appearance makes Daru get up with a grimace. Kurisu also finally moves away from the computer, sipping her hot coffee while rubbing her eyes. I glance at the clock, then go to the center of the room and call for attention. Since all lab members are present and accounted for, this is the perfect opportunity to hold another roundtable conference.
Roundabout confluence?
What's that?
A meeting of lab members.
Have we ever done that before?
Do you even have a round table?
Not physically. However, it exists in the hearts of all lab members. Am I mistaken?
Yes, you're mistaken. Don't go sticking things in people's hearts. Is there one in Mayushi too?
Of course there is.
Oh, that's good. But what's a round table?
Oh, sorry.
What's a roundable?
And why a round table? You King Arthur?
I'm only a temporary lab mem anyway.
These people whine about every little thing. Anyway, it's a roundtable conference. Mayuri wasn't here last night, so first let's explain the situation to her. I tell Mayuri about everything we discovered in her absence. About how CERN is making a time machine. About jellymen. About how men in black might be coming to erase us for what we know.
I told you shouldn't do bad things.
Bad, you say? We are bad? Absurd. If we're bad, then CERN is even worse. They aren't satisfied with ruling the world. Now they want to get their hands on space-time itself.
I agree.
For some reason, Kurisu backs me up.
What CERN is doing is unforgivable. They're traitors to humanity, to society, and to science. I guess.
She doesn't sound convinced. I didn't want to get Mayuri involved, but she's surprisingly perceptive. She'd find out even if we kept it a secret, so it's better to just tell her. Anyway, Ragnarok can no longer be averted. The final battle with CERN is near. A large part of me is still afraid, but we've come too far to turn back now. We can't unlearn what we know.
Ragnarok? Norse mythology again?
Christina, I ordered you to investigate CERN. What have you learned?
I don't remember being ordered, but whatever. There are two problems CERN faces with time travel. First is the electron injection device, also known as a lifter. Unless they get it to function properly, they can't make the Kerr black hole singularities naked. If you send a test subject through the singularity in its current state, the supergravity compresses them to the micro level. Naturally, there's no way to survive. The second problem is that they can't specify a physical destination. They can't choose where they end up after traveling to the past. That's why I'd say the 14 found jellymen were the lucky ones. Over 100 human experiments have been performed since 2001. The remaining 80 or so people ended up somewhere they can't be found. Why can't they be found?
Didn't you know, Mayushi? The world is constantly moving. Its rotational speed is 1,500 kilometers per hour, and its orbital speed is 114,000 kilometers per hour.
Daru's tone is authoritative, but he's just relaying what he heard from Kurisu last night.
CERN has been looking for solutions, but it's not going well. So even
CERN is having difficulties. Now then, have you learned anything that could help us complete the phone wave names exchange? Kurisu stares at the ceiling in thought.
Well, I suppose you could call the LHC the world's largest microwave oven.
Of course. In other words, the phone wave names exchange is a miniature LHC.
You might be onto something there.
I was sure she'd deny it. In fact, I thought she'd yell at me. But instead, she agreed with me. Throws me off a little.
However, there are too many things we don't know about the phone wave. Why did the same phenomena that occur in CERN's time machine also occur in that tiny little microwave? Unlike the LHC, this thing wasn't made for time travel. It was made to warm Mayushi's chicken! Well, yeah.
Since the Jellyman phenomenon occurs with the phone wave, names are to change, Mayuri's bananas must be reaching the Kerr black hole's ring singularity.
It makes a black hole? Here? It won't suck us in, will it?
If it sucked us in, we'd become Jellymen too.
But we still haven't figured out the electric discharge phenomenon or the conditions required to cause it.
During our experiments earlier, we were only able to send emails to the past during the discharge.
Although it hasn't happened again, that discharge phenomenon could very well signify the injection of charge, that is, electrons. And only when it occurs does the path to the singularity open.
We don't know the cause of the discharge phenomenon.
That's what we need to find out.
In the first place, the emails we're sending to the past are digital data, not physical objects. That's a definite difference from CERN's time machine.
No, we're doing the same thing. Who's to say that digital data can't go through a singularity? I think it would be easier than sending something human-sized.
Well, I suppose that's true. You know, the way you guys talk about email, it makes me think of folding a letter into a paper airplane and making it go zoom, you know?
It's more like a beam of light, like optical digital data. By the way, it's a pain to keep saying email sent to the past. Let's give it a proper name.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
What's that supposed to mean? You dare mock ho in Kyoma?
You just want to give it some oddball name, don't you?
How rude. Heed me. I shall name the phenomenon of email sent to the past as follows. The name shall be... Nostalgia Drive!
Confusing. Rejected.
Why you? Who gave you the authority to reject my ideas? You're just an assistant.
Then why don't we take a vote? All in favor of Nostalgia Drive?
My hand shoots into the air, but nobody follows suit. Have you forsaken me, Daru? Mayuri?
Christian's right. It's too hard for Mayushi to remember.
It's way too toony, man.
Traitors! Fine, then let's hear alternatives. Don't tell me you rejected my idea without having any bright ideas of your own.
I think it needs to be something easy to understand. It's an email that regresses through time. So how about retro mail? What does retro mean?
Mayuri is busy eating strawberry jelly. How can she eat that stuff after hearing about Jellymen? Sounds like you have your answer, Christina. You said it should be easy to understand, but it wasn't easy to understand at all, was it?
Well, but that's because Mayuri-san is... never mind.
Were you about to say, because Mayuri's dumb?
No. Hey, Christian, do you think Mayuri is dumb? I don't. I promise I don't, okay?
Somehow, Kurusu manages to glare at me even while soothing Mayuri.
I vote the male who leapt through time.
That's too stiff. It's hard to say.
It's better than your nostalgic expialidocious nonsense. And mine makes a movie title reference.
That's not cool. It needs to be cool.
You're rejecting it for that?
Mayushi has an idea. How about back to the mail? I took a movie title and changed the word to mail.
I already did the movie joke, Mayushi.
Besides, I think the meaning is a little off.
She probably meant mail to the future, but our emails go to the past.
It's not about the meaning. I took a movie title and changed the word to mail.
Oh, I have another message. Another one from Suzuha. You don't want to know, LMAO. Ooh, Suzuha. Oh boy. Either way, it's too long.
Then how about DeLorean mail?
That doesn't even say what kind of email it is. Hey, we don't have time for this nonsense. Let's just abbreviate it to D-mail and move on.
But that's boring.
I don't care if it's boring.
Shut down. Kursu's influence in the lab seems to have grown significantly these past few days.
D-mail it is!
Mayuri, finished with her jelly, proclaims in satisfaction. Wait, when did Mayuri become the moderator?
So why does the D-mail phenomenon occur?
Because the path through the ring singularity is open. We've been over this already.
We don't know if there's actually a black hole at work here. It could be an entirely different phenomenon that just happens to resemble CERN's experiments. It's dangerous to jump to conclusions.
Why so timid? Don't you want our time travel experiments to succeed? That's why we put our lives on the line to hack CERN. What we need to figure out is how to turn the phone wave names exchange into a usable time machine.
Do you really think that's possible?
There is no think, only do.
What? Did you read that off a motivational poster? You're like a classic incompetent boss.
Damn you, you dare insult the insane mad scientist Ho in Kyoma?
Well, it's not like Okarine's the boss anyway.
Indeed, I am the symbol of this lab, not the boss.
I don't know what you mean by simple, but how do you plan to turn the phone wave into a time machine? Let's have details.
My plan. Alright, there's one thing. We've been thinking that the electrical discharge happens at random, but I have a hypothesis.
Which is?
I look at my watch. It's past noon. Recall the conditions when it occurred, Christina. We experimented through the night with no results, but there's one variable we overlooked, the simplest, most definitive variable of all. That is, the time of the occurrence. I checked the times of the two previous occurrences. When I accidentally sent the first D-mail to Daru's phone, it happened between noon and 1 p.m. The second time, when all four of us observed the D-mail, it was 6 p.m. So if we perform the experiment within that time frame, we might be able to reproduce the effect. Let's
try it right now.
Kursu bolts into the development room, suddenly bursting with enthusiasm.
Well, I'm glad to see she has her priorities straight.
Mayushi's banana supply is getting low. Gotta buy more.
Only one banana remains untouched. We got rid of the jellified bananas, and then we ate the rest.
Sorry, Mayuri-san. I'll go buy you some new bananas later. Really? Yay! Okarine and Daru can eat my bananas, but they never buy new ones.
I'll be sure to amend that in the future. A bunch of bananas is a small price to pay in order to bring chaos to the world. Kursu picks the last banana off the stem, leans into the table, and places it inside the microwave. If you only have one banana left, there's nothing to pick it off of? It's just itself? I don't know.
First, let's see if it'll become a jelly man. Ah!
She tries to get up and gloriously bangs her head underneath the table. Trying for the clumsy girl appeal.
It was an accident.
Kursu gets up, blushing in embarrassment with tears in her eyes.
Put the microwave somewhere else. It's dangerous and hard to reach like this.
It'll punch through the floor if we put it on the table.
Christian, pain, go away!
Mayuri pats the back of Kursu's head, then sweeps her hand through the air.
Thanks, Mayuri-san.
Kursu pulls herself together, types on her phone, and activates the phone wave name sortage change. The banana inside the microwave slowly begins to spin backwards as the timer counts down.
Ah!
Kurisu, who is peering into the microwave, suddenly shouts in surprise. The banana has vanished. At the exact same moment, the banana reappears on its stem, jellified.
Whoa.
It became a gel banana.
Just as I suspected, the critical variable was time. I was a little anxious about the result, but it all worked out. I outwitted the impertinent genius girl. Now my position as symbol of the lab is secure.
Way to go, Okabe. It was so simple, I didn't notice it.
Kurisu says with a slightly sulky expression. Your praise does you credit, Christina, but I know you're frustrated that you didn't think of it first.
Anyway, let's see if we can send another D-mail.
Kurisu ignores my proud laughter and excitedly starts typing out a mail. Gah, I feel like my authority has been on the decline since that girl showed up.
It's cool, man. You never had any to begin with.
Help me, you two. Okabe, I'm sending an email to your phone.
When did I become her assistant? I grind my teeth in frustration, but I do as I'm told and insert my phone into the phone wave named to exchange's slot.
What are you gonna send, Chris-chan?
Mayuri presses up against Kurisu and sneaks a peek at Kurisu's phone.
It doesn't matter what it says. What matters is whether we can send it or not. Let me see. Okabe is an airhead.
Wait, you there, assistant. What are you typing?
You'll see. Ready? I'm sending it.
Dario has already set the microwave's timer through the 68,000. There's nothing inside, but the microwave still operates. The countdown starts from 120. This is where the timing counts. We know that we have to open the microwave door during operation, but we still don't know when to send the mail. For now, we'll do them simultaneously. Kurisu readies her finger on her phone's send button. I grasp the microwave's door handle. Mayuri seeks cover.
Starting the countdown.
The microwave timer soon indicates 70.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Kurisu presses send. And at nearly the same instant, I open the microwave door.
Ah!
It's working! It's working, you guys! Lightning crackles in the air. The cushion underneath the phone wave, named to change, collapses under the weight. The floor starts creaking. It's exactly like the discharge phenomenon that occurred before. The discharge lasts for about 10 seconds. After it subsides, we stare at the phone wave, named to change, with bated breath. Luckily, it didn't break through the floor.
Did it arrive?
Oh, that's not her voice. What the hell?
Did it arrive?
I disconnect my phone from the phone wave named to change and check my mail. Kurisu stands beside me and peers at the screen. Airhead! Okabe is in. There's an email there, 2 of them even, and they're written in English. The timestamps are from 5 days ago. Pfft. Kurisu starts laughing when she sees the mail, even though she's the one who wrote it. The Okabe in the first one is obviously my name. But what does airhead in the second one mean? My English is shaky. Is she saying my head can fly or something? Whatever. I may not know what it means, but I do know this. My assistant is making fun of me. But that doesn't matter right now. Christina, did you send 2 mails?
No, I only sent 1. Mayushi saw it too. She really only sent 1.
But I received 2.
You're right. I even sent it in 1 sentence, but it got divided.
By the way, what does this word mean?
Why don't you look it up?
I guess she doesn't want to answer.
That reminds me, the D-mail from before was cut up mid-sentence too.
Was it?
Yeah. Look at your history. I'm pretty sure I sent Okarine's a perv.
Oh my god, can we go slower?
Okarine's up.
You're right, this one got split too.
I wonder what's causing it.
Maybe it's related to the Jellyman.
Mayushi wants to know why it arrived 5 days ago. Good point. Didn't the last one also arrive 5 days before we sent it?
Yeah, it did.
Is there some kind of rule for when it arrives?
Let's try sending more.
Mayuri's right. Now that we've figured out how to send D-mails, we should keep experimenting and collect as much data as we can. Alright, lab mems, battle stations!
He's at it again.
Our mission, to send as many D-mails as possible. Daru, man the X68000. Your job is to observe, adjust, and gather information on the phone wave names of interchange. Assistant, keep those mails coming. Try various patterns of text, Japanese, English, full width, half width, emoticons. The actual messages don't matter. I'm sure Shining Finger would be better for the job, but since she's not a lab mem, I'll leave it to Kurisu.
What about Mayushi?
Your mission is to go shopping. Just buy some bananas for now. I, Hoin Kyoma, shall fund you.
Wow, you're so generous. So I guess your job is opening the microwave.
Whoa, you saved the easiest job for yourself?
Heh, no. My assistant's judgment is sound. The key to a successful D-mail is most likely the correct timing of opening the microwave door.
I was just kidding.
Leave this task to Hoin Kyoma. I shall open this door with precision, boldness, and delicacy, as if it were the flesh of a beautiful woman. Don't open people's flesh. Don't do that. That's bad. Don't do it.
Oh, honey, that's naughty.
Furthermore, the current operation is top secret. You must not leak it to anyone. Got it? Mayuri nods. The others are ignoring me. Now, I shall give this operation a name. It shall be known as
Don't need one. Let's start.
What? But... You ruined my climactic scene. Damn you, assistant. This is an outrage. Afterwards, the D-mail experiment, its name is Operation Urd, though I lost my chance to announce it, continues for 2 hours. During that time, every D-mail goes back in time without a hitch. Now it's time to take a break. We're all hungry, and except for Mayuri, we've been up since last night.
Go ahead and rest. I'm gonna have a go at it a little longer.
She's been going at it for hours, and she's still full of energy. It's hard to believe she was so opposed to time travel research before. Her scientist's blood must be on fire. We've made a number of discoveries, but we can wait to assess them until after we eat. Daru and I leave the 2 girls to watch over the lab as we go shopping at the convenience store. We return from the convenience store to find the Brown Tube Workshop's one and only part-time warrior standing in front of the building. She's stretching. Sup? Oh my god. Every time I have to just relearn all these people's voices. God. Sup? She notices me and calls out without stopping her exercises.
What shenanigans are you up to this early in the morning?
Shenanigans? This girl has a thing for unusual words. The kind you wouldn't believe. We're building the first time machine in human history.
Huh, cool.
Hey, shouldn't you be more surprised?
Can't blame her for being skeptical. I didn't think it was possible either. And isn't that top secret? I thought you didn't want anyone to know.
Crap. Part-time warrior, please keep what I just said a secret.
Sure. By the way... Part-time warrior glances at the brown tube workshop. Boss is really pissed.
Why?
The noise, whatever you're doing up there, it's got the whole building shaking. Dust everywhere, kind of like an air raid. He was saying stuff like, "What's that nutcase doing?"
Oh, wait, no. Mr. Brown's voice.
What's that nutcase doing? I'ma raise his damn rent.
Maybe you should go apologize.
Oh boy, what if he kicks us out?
Alright, leave it to me. Daru, go tell my assistant to lay off the experiments for now.
Roger that. I won't forget you, soldier.
God, I love Daru. Daru salutes, then races up to the second floor.
By the way, is Makise Kurusu here too?
Yeah? Come to think of it, she did pick a fight with Christina yesterday. Have you met before?
No. Yesterday was first contact.
First contact? That's a strange way of putting it. Oh, really? Weren't you a little hostile for first contact?
She's my enemy.
What? I barely heard her, her voice was so low. I'm about to ask her to repeat herself, but Suzuha is staring at the ground in silence. She obviously doesn't want to talk about this. Did she call Kurusu her enemy? But that doesn't make sense. How can she be your enemy? You just met, right?
Yeah.
Did she do something to you?
Not to me.
What does that mean? She did something to someone else? If you want, I can go talk things over with Christina.
It doesn't really matter.
Maybe you're blaming the wrong person?
Geez, give it a rest.
She hits me with a glare.
Anyway, shouldn't you apologize to the boss instead of talking to me?
Heh, actually, I'm getting cold feet. But I am Hoween Kyoma, the mad scientist who brings chaos to the world. I can't falter now. I steel myself and enter the brown tube workshop. Part-time warrior follows me inside. I have come! Mr. Brown is sitting at the counter inside, slurping delivery ramen. Even when I enter, he doesn't look away from the huge 42-inch CRT. It's showing some news shows report on some celebrity divorce. Part-time warrior doesn't say anything. She's just going to stand there and watch him rip me a new one.
Hey, Okabe, the hell are you doing up there?
Straight to the punch. He doesn't take his eyes off the TV, nor does he stop slurping his ramen. Yet despite his sedentary posture, he exudes extraordinary pressure. But now is not the time to falter. We're currently conducting experiments that will change the course of human history. The discoveries we make today will shape the world for centuries.
I don't care what games you guys play, I'm the owner of this building, got it? And the building's really worn out. You keep shaking it like that, you could bring the whole damn thing down on our heads.
Better keep quiet about the dent in the floor. Very interesting, Mr. Brown. Don't tell me you forged this building's earthquake safety certificate.
What if I did?
Holy crap. Maybe we should seek shelter soon.
It's been properly reinforced, but regardless, you guys are still shaking it too much.
So what if a few buildings collapse?
What's that?
As I've said countless times before, our current experiment is of vital importance to the history of science. No, to the history of human civilization itself. It's more important than prolonging this building's lifetime for another 10 or so measly years. The building starts shaking again as soon as I finish speaking. Flakes of concrete start falling from the ceiling. The 42-inch CRT's image goes to static. Damn it, Daru, what are you doing? I thought I told you to stop the experiments.
Okabe?
He's glaring at me.
The ceiling is falling, you dumbass. Some guy into my ramen. What are you gonna do about it, huh? No more shaking. Or I'll raise your rent by 10,000.
What? If you raise it 10,000 yen, we're ruined. Leave it to me, Mr. Brown. On my honor, I swear there won't be any more shaking today. With that, I race out of the brown tube workshop. Christina, stop the experiments at once! When I burst into the lab, I find the three of them in the middle of lunch. Mayuri has juicy chicken number 1. Daru has a convenience store boxed lunch. Kurusu's eating cup noodles with a fork.
Sorry, Okani. Mayushi tried to warm up some chicken. I accidentally put it through reverse rotation and then it started sparking.
I see.
I sent you an email. Didn't you get it?
Your sarcasm is not appreciated, Christina. You know as well as I do that my phone is still attached to the phone wave names of the exchange. I disconnect my phone from the phone wave names of the exchange while grinding my teeth. Oh my god, Ocarina, scroll faster. One more, please? Stop screwing around. I'm the one who has to deal with Mr. Brown.
But I gave you 5 days advance notice.
Well, yeah, the timestamp's from 5 days ago, but... Was he mad? Yeah, I could feel his killing aura. Daru turns pale, but the two girls don't seem to care. They know not the wrath of Mr. Brown. Ignorance is bliss. Anyway, no more experiments today.
Well, at least we got some good data.
Then Kurusu hides her mouth with her hand as she yawns.
I'm dead tired and my hair's dried out. I want to take a shower and go sleep.
I sigh and take a boxed lunch out of the convenience store bag. It's cold, so I toss it into the phone wave names to exchange and set the timer normally.
If you want a shower, there's one here. It doesn't have a bath, though. Ocarina always uses it. It's probably filthy.
I'd be lying if I called it clean. This entire building is in shambles.
Anyway, I refuse to use the same shower as Okabe.
I understand. Nobody will blame you if you don't use it. Of course, since the three of us stayed up all night, we're all pretty smelly. Oh, and another text. Nugako!
Kyoma-san, are you familiar with Gero froggies? They were huge fad last year. We have a ton of them in the shrine, so if you like, could you take a few off our hands? Dad brought a whole box home for some reason, that he said they were for me. I don't know what to do with them. P.S. I was so bewildered, I couldn't do any practice swings with Samadare.
Oh, Nugako. Got froggies. Those weird-looking frog things that were popular with teenage girls in Shibuya last year, right? If I'm not mistaken, they came out with a wide variety of them. That's another reference to Chaos Head. Or maybe it's the same one as last time I mentioned it. I don't know. All I know is that the Gero froggies were a big thing in Chaos Head. You know, the stories you tell paint a very different picture of your father than the impression I got from meeting him. Which is the true him, I wonder? I suspect that last year's Gero Froggy boom was an organization plot. Be careful, Nugako. Those Gero Froggies may be responsible for your father's strange behavior. I don't know which of these is better. This one seems pretty harmless. Yeah. The middle one seems a little confrontational, and then the last one is kind of just weird. I don't know. Mail sent. Yay. Given the sweltering heat and the fact that we kept the windows closed all night, I bet this place is smelling pretty rank by now.
That's why I'm going back to my hotel once I finish eating.
Kurusu slurps her cup noodles indignantly. I bought them at her request. She was raised in America, yet she likes cup noodles? Strange. Celebrity bath time at a high-class hotel? I want to come too.
Not a chance. Mayuri wants to come too. You can come anytime, Mayuri-san. Really? Thank you.
I take my warm food out of the microwave. take a fresh bottle of Dr. P out of the fridge. Dr. People. Anyways, and join in on lunch.
Hey, Okadine, I've been wondering, but why do you drink soda while you eat? Does it make it taste better?
I don't really see a problem.
Me neither.
Same. I didn't give it a second thought. Eh?
You're acting weird, Mayuri. It's normal to drink soda while eating.
He's normal, duh.
No objections. No way! You guys are the weird ones!
Well, I'm a Duckperian. Well, I'm a pure Duckperian. Daru loves cola like a typical fat otaku, and Kurisu lives in America, home of soda. So I admit our opinion is biased. But that doesn't matter right now. Now, let's discuss Operation Urd's progress.
Operation Urd?
Oh, right. Thanks to a certain assistant, I didn't get a chance to present the operation's code name yesterday. Heed me! These D-mail experiments are all part of Operation Urd. Experiments have been fruitful. She interrupts me again.
At the very least, we've learned what we can do with D-mail.
Kurisu places her empty noodle cup on the table, then retrieves the whiteboard from the development room. While the rest of us eat, she scribbles on the whiteboard, then puts it up against the wall.
That about sums it up. Anything to add?
Okay, let me see if I can read this. Something. Command for microwave warming function, reverse rotation. Force microwave door open while warming is in progress, timing unconfirmed. Discharge phenomenon. Send mail to phone wave, names would change during discharge. Conditions for discharge. 12 to 6. D-mail text limit. 12 1-byte or 6 2-byte characters, times 3. Any more fails to send. Something in there. 1 second on timer equals 1 hour into the past. Contents of microwave become jellymen. Confirmed to also teleport. Nothing especially. She summarized the vital parts. Mayuri has her mouth half open in a blank stare. She clearly doesn't understand. A D-mail can be at most 36 English characters or 18 Japanese characters long. That makes experimentation difficult, so we'll want to improve that first. Furthermore, each D-mail is split into 12 character segments. If you send 36 characters, you'll get 3 12-character emails. If you try to send more, everything after the 36th character disappears.
But we figured out how to control when it arrives. That's pretty good, right?
Though we can only set it on 1 hour increments, we can control how far back D-mails go by using the microwave's timer.
Observation isn't enough. We need to find the underlying principle. What I've written here is nothing but verified phenomena.
The underlying principle. You're right. It's not a complete time machine until we understand how it works. What could be the reason for the character limit? Daru and Kurisu remain silent. Suddenly Mayuri, who has been staring at the ceiling in confusion until now, raises her hand.
Chicken and bananas become gel chicken and gel bananas, but salt doesn't turn into gel salt, right?
So much gel.
According to Mayuri, the refrozen chicken has indeed been jellified when she tried eating it. Kurisu's prediction was right.
And you can send 36 letters in a D-mail, but everything past that disappears, right? So I think maybe you can't send big things, or a lot of small things. Maybe the curved black hole. It's curved black hole. The curved black hole. Curved black hole. The black hole is too tight.
Mayushi, say that one more time, starting from hole.
The hole is too tight.
Outrageous!
Stop making her
Oh wait, no, that's still Okabe. Stop making her say stuff like that. Mayuri has flowers for brains, so she's easy prey for Daru's perversions. It drives me crazy. Flowers for brains. I like that expression. It's mean, but it's cute at the same time. I don't know.
The hole is tight, huh? That might not be entirely wrong. Maybe we have the same problem CERN has with their time machine. Since they can't fully control the lifter, they can't make the singularities perfectly naked, which limits how much they can send.
Anyway, 6 Japanese or 12 English characters come out to 12 bytes.
English characters are half width, so they only use 1 byte, but full width Japanese characters use 2.
Bytes, not kilobytes?
Oh, so Mike says she's bad with computers.
Is that so, assistant?
Shut up! You don't see things measured in bytes nowadays, so I was just making sure.
By the way, 1 kilobyte is 1024 bytes. 1 byte is 8 bits.
Yeah.
The whole thing with kilobytes not actually being 1000 bytes bugs me on a just visceral level that I can't quite fully grasp.
Well, email isn't just comprised of text. There's more to it, like the sender and receiver's email address, the header, and various other things. So roughly speaking, we can send data in 3 batches of 12 bytes then. By the way, I don't know if using a subject changes anything.
But I'm pretty sure the chicken and bananas have to be larger than 12 bytes. How do you measure a banana in bytes anyway? Since each grain of salt is tiny, it's possible they could be converted to less than 12 bytes.
So larger masses get crushed by supergravity?
Mass might not be the issue here. Data doesn't have mass.
In any case, since the singularity isn't naked, the object is forced to pass through the event horizon. Inside the event horizon, space and time switch places, causing the subject that arrived at the ring singularity to reach ultra-high speed. The data crushed and destroyed by supergravity is shot out of the black hole
As a jelly man.
But even a small mass has to pass through supergravity. How does it emerge unscathed?
If the hole is too tight, then just inject more electrons.
I don't think it's that simple. I mean, I'm sure CERN's tried that already, and yet they haven't gotten any results after 9 years of experiments. It's not as simple as increasing the flow of electrons.
I see.
CERN has a lifter, but we don't know when the phone wave is filling the same role, much less how to adjust it.
She has a point. We don't know what acts as the lifter. But we do know that it has successfully created a path wide enough to send approximately 36 bytes of data through the ring singularity.
I don't get it.
Mayuri, finished with her chicken, looks at us in confusion. Think of it like an RPG. The ring singularity, the entrance to the event horizon, is the gate to the Demon Lord's castle.
Demon Lord?
Hundreds of soldiers attack the heavily fortified Demon Lord's castle gate. The soldiers can use the magic called Lifter to force the castle gates open, but they can only keep it open for a moment before it closes. During that moment, only 12 soldiers can break through. The soldiers can only use Lifter magic 3 times. The 36 soldiers who make it through the gate return triumphantly as the heroes who slew the Demon Lord. But the soldiers who were left behind are imprisoned by the Demon Lord's minions. They're taken to the castle's prison cells and turned into slimes. The heroes save them after defeating the Demon Lord, but unfortunately, they go home as slimes.
So the soldiers who went home as slimes are jellymen?
But there's an exception. The soldiers can combine into a super soldier with the strength and size of 100 ordinary soldiers. The super soldier has the power to defeat the Demon Lord alone, but since his body is too big, he can't pass through the gate, even when it's opened by a lifter. And so, deprived of his magic's effectiveness, the weakened super soldier is seized by the Demon Lord's underlings and sent home in defeat as a giant slime.
Combining soldiers? That's just silly.
It's to illustrate that the object can't be too big.
I get it. That's really easy to understand. It is?
It's a dumb metaphor, but I guess it works. At least as an explanation for why things get jellified.
It's all thanks to Mayuri's hint.
Mayuri was helpful?
Yeah, great insight, Mayuri.
Yay! But it's still a hypothesis. It hasn't been proven.
How would you prove it? With human experiments like CERN?
If Okabe and Hashida-san volunteer as test subjects, I'll happily experiment on you.
Human experimentation sounds kind of dirty, if you know what I mean. But I refuse. I'd rather play the doctor than the subject.
Same here. No, not in the way he's implying.
Idiots.
Kursu gives us a cold stare and shrugs her shoulders in exasperation.
As I keep saying, the real problem is what the phone wave uses as a lifter.
That, and one other thing. How come the discharge phenomenon and jellification only happen during a certain time frame? We may not understand everything, but we perfected the art of demailing. Isn't that our final answer?
Sending mail to the past is amazing, isn't it?
Though I guess it's not a real time machine unless we can send people to the past.
Even CERN has failed to send humans, though. Through.
Never mind, not though, through.
Even CERN has failed to send humans through. If you believe what Teeter says, it won't be another, 24 years before there's a true time machine?
I answer Kursu's sarcastic question with a nod. Physical time travel is impossible for us at the moment. We lack the funds and facilities available to CERN. And yet, we have realized a form of time travel. We've sent data to the past.
We should investigate the phone wave further. We need to understand what's going on.
I have some fun ideas for how to use D-mail.
I know how you feel, but we can't today. If we shake the building again, Mr. Brown is sure to blow a gasket. He'll raise the rent or kick us out of the lab. We can start experimenting again tomorrow, but this I will declare now. I step onto the couch and look at each lab mem in turn.
You have to take off your shoes. It's dirty!
Today, what day is it?
August 2nd.
August 2nd, 2010 is a date which will live in infamy. For on this day, we, the Future Gadget Laboratory, have developed the first successful time machine in the history of humankind.
Is not the first. CERN beat us.
And you can't even say we developed it. It happened by accident.
It seems that my assistant doesn't know what the meaning of the word serendipity is. Penicillin, X-ray machines, dynamite, these inventions and more were all born from coincidence.
I guess. But Christian, you said before that time machines don't exist, right? But now you admit they do! It's just that I have to admit it for now. If we investigate how the phone wave works, it might turn out to be something that only seems like time travel.
Does nobody have any respect for my grand declaration? Don't complain if I take all the credit for inventing the first, second, whatever, time machine in human history. The 66th Roundtable Conference ends here. Dismissed.
Wait, that was a roundtable conference? I didn't know that. And it's even the 66th.
Who cares what kind of table it is?
Kursu gets up from her chair and stretches.
I'm gonna go back to my hotel, take a shower, and sleep. Maybe she has to go to work soon.
I'm incredibly tired too. Let's just sleep today. But when I lie down, I find myself unable to sleep. Though part of me is still frightened by the dark secrets we've uncovered, the curiosity and excitement are too much to bear. We've built a machine that can send emails to the past. It's like a dream, but it's real, and it's ours. As I start thinking of ways to use it, my imagination spreads out to infinity, driving the last vestiges of fear from my mind. And I think that that's a pretty good place to cut it. So thank you all so much for following my playthrough of Steins Gate, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye now.